Welcome to the Saturday Night Showdown, and let me be clear, I don't support attacks on the police or rioting or the destruction of property, but I have never seen such blatant two-tier treatment as these riots. The police ran away from ethnic minority riots in Leeds just a couple of weeks ago, leaving them to flip police cars and torch buses, and a mob of Muslim men was left alone to rampage outside Rochdale police station, screaming Allah Akbar, kicking in the doors and chucking eggs at the windows. But as soon as there are protests by people concerned about immigration and demographic change, dogs and baton charges are deployed, men who don't appear to be resisting arrest are punched in the face, and pension-age women are cuffed and arrested. We're told that these riots were the EDL. Looking at this woman, that must stand for English Dinner Ladies. Please remember that this blatant two-tier policing isn't the fault of the police. It's imposed by politicians. London's Met Police come under the authority of Mayor Sadiq Khan, and ultimately the mandate for all UK policing comes from Yvette Cooper's Home Office and Sir Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer took the knee for BLM, but he sticks the boot into right-wing protesters. Labour's two-tier approach is also visible in the words of Home Secretary Yvette Cooper. Look at the difference when she speaks about ethnic riots in Leeds.
The community is working very closely together in response to what was a local child protection incident, but it's really important that the community can feel safe on the streets and also that the perpetrators feel the full force of the law. So appalling to now see those same police facing violent attacks from thugs on the streets who have no respect for a grieving community. It's a total disgrace. Frankly, this is a time when everyone should be showing respect for a community and for the police.
And so the second clip there was her talking about the riots we saw this week from people responding to the horrific events earlier this week. Keir Starmer had an opportunity to unite the nation on Thursday, reassure people that he was going to do something to make British children safe. But we all saw the speech he gave on Thursday where he looked to have cynically exploited protests to give himself authoritarian powers and basically make it illegal to be right-wing. There are clearly people turning up for a fight to these protests, which I condemn, but they're protesting about issues shared by vast swathes of people who Starmer has smeared all as far-right. To be honest, I don't think the lads wanting a fight have a well-thought-out political position. I do, however, think that everyone is rightfully angry that our government can't keep British children safe. Now, I'm joined tonight by broadcaster and TV personality Precious Muir and comedian Ryan McDonnell. Now, I've got to ask, do you think there is, Precious, do you think there is a two-tier approach from the government?
I think that you can definitely see the differences and the way that they speak about the different protests and obviously and how they kind of see the value of what the message is. And I think the message is being lost amongst, obviously, the chaos. The knife crime is extremely high right now, and that's the kind of message that we need to focus on, because that is what the catapult for these riots are. Obviously, they're victims, the children were victims, obviously, in Sunderland, of the horrific incident that happened.
I mean, this can't really be tied up as knife crime, as we...
Right, obviously not, but it's
like
a catapult. It's a catapult for the riots right now. And the message is that obviously the immigration is causing the issues, and they're trying to have a message of we need to get a handle on it, but obviously rioting and damaging property is not the answer. Yeah,
well, I'd say that's fair enough. I mean, I was disappointed by Keir's response because I thought he was going to come out and reveal that he's governing for everyone, and instead he used it as an opportunity to sort of he really exploited it. It was quite a cynical exploitation of the situation to bash his critics and also announce a raft of new powers that he clearly just wanted to bring through, including a surveillance state, a new police force effectively, and facial recognition to clamp down on any political dissidents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any stretch, but just for means of playing devil's advocate, triangulation, and by that I mean taking people and splitting them into separate groups and then pitting those groups against each other by means of subjugation has existed since the dawn of colonialism. Yeah. If the people have a common enemy within, then it stops them from turning their attention towards the state. With a brand new government in place, you could start to see trends here and there. Yeah,
and do you think he's perhaps not signalling or not saying anything reassuring to the people protesting or to white working class people who have legitimate concerns because he's lost their vote already. I mean,
I think that he's lost the vote for, of all citizens of the UK. I think that we are...
Just a month ago...
Well, exactly. They won the election, but I don't feel like we have faith in what he's planning to do because he's not getting a handle on the illegal immigration, and that's causing, obviously, some of the people to be quite disheartened. And so they're not seeing a change. And the change that they promised, obviously, during the election process hasn't come through. We've not seen any results.
So do you think if the election was held today, this is just a month on, do you think it would be a very different result for Keir?
I think that it might just be. I mean, obviously, the Conservative Party didn't really follow through on some of the stuff they were supposed to do, but neither one will be able to get a handle on it as quick as we really need them to go. Yeah. I mean, at the moment, it's absolute chaos out there.
It really is.
It's absolute chaos out there.
I guess in Keir's defence, it really is chaos out there, and there's also some serious damage being done. There's some horrific scenes. I saw a mob of guys attacking a black guy. It was disgusting. There's also 50 police officers injured, and that's likely to be way more by this time tomorrow.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if you boil everything down to its very essence, there's one key message being put across here, and that's people are angry. People are angry for a reason, and they needed like a leader to step up. And at the minute, he's being very non-committal, and what they need is a strong, clear message, and we haven't had that.
I agree.
I agree with that. Well, let's move on.